Hello YouTube, my name's James, Victorian Brim Chaser. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to discuss with you why I choose to ride a motorcycle and more specifically why I chose a Harley Davidson. It's probably not for the reasons that you think, but we'll get to that. So without further ado, let's roll the intro. Okay, so today is October the 30th, 2021. And every year on this date holds a bit of significance. It's a bit bittersweet for myself. So on October 30, 1982, Saturday afternoon, 39 years ago, my mother was off at her afternoon job and my sister was wherever my sister was. I was 7 years old, she was 10, and I was at home watching the cricket on TV with my dad. And while we were watching the cricket, I noticed my dad was asleep. And upon trying to wake him, long story short, he passed away. Obviously, being the only one home, not having mobile phones, all that kind of stuff, didn't know what to do, so went running to my nearest family friend to call somebody to help. And yeah, it was too late. So how does that reflect to why I ride a motorcycle, and specifically a Harley Davidson? Because I was so young when that happened, that's really the only memory I have of my dad. I've obviously blocked everything else out. So over the years, talking to mum and dad were from England. Dad used to like his motorbikes. He used to have I think it was a Triumph Tiger 1100 or something, but he had a couple of Triumphs motorcycles back in England. And Mum used to talk about how he loved them, how when he'd come home from work, his Labrador would hear the bike coming, she'd let it out, it would run up the road, he'd pull over, let it jump on the tank and ride home with him. But apparently he loved the Harley Davidsons, but he never got one. So it's not something I gave much thought to growing up. I was a sports bike boy, and once I had my son and he was getting onto the age of being able to become a pillion, I just had this aching thing in the back of my heart to get a Harley and to start to have adventures with my son that I never got to have with Dad. Now obviously I have the opportunity to do that with my daughter as well, which is awesome. She's not quite old enough yet, but she's getting there. So for me, the motivation to get a Harley was, I guess, to live a bit of the dream Dad didn't get to live, and to then be able to share that with my children, you know, before I leave them. So 99% of the time I ride away. I don't know why that is. I think it's because, you know, I have that ghost or angel sitting over my shoulder when I ride. I've got the old man on the back. So when I get on the bike and I ride, it's remembering him and it's living for him. But ultimately, it's washing all my thoughts away and all my worries away, which I imagine it does for a lot of people for different reasons. So it's probably not your usual reason. I always said growing up when I was young, dumb and full of cum, I'll never own a Harley. They're too loud, they're too slow, and they handle like a truck. But as I spoke to my mum more and learnt certain things about Dad, I don't know, I guess the desire just started creeping. And then every time I'd sit down and look at my son, I was just thinking all the adventures we could have and stuff like that. So enough bullshit. But I just thought I'd quickly share my reason for riding. Everybody's got a different reason, and no matter what your reason, you know, as long as it means something to you and the people you love, that's good enough. So to everyone out there, stay safe, keep the shiny side up, ride for love, ride for enjoyment, ride for passion, ride for whatever you want to ride for. But hopefully I'll get the opportunity to catch up with some locals soon and go on a group ride. As I said, it's not something I normally do, but I think it's about time I started branching out and experimenting a little bit. I'll probably just put a couple of minutes on of now just riding to break up the vibe of this video, and I'll be back shortly. Okay, so we're back on the bike. Feeling a little bit emotional, so I guess I've got to blow those cobwebs out, eh? So if any moto vloggers out there watching, I'm interested to hear your reasons for riding and why you chose the bike you did, if there's a particular reason. I think a lot of us might have more reasons than what people just think. They think you're trying to look tough, be a badass, whatever. Fucking motorcycle doesn't make you a badass. People don't get it. But yeah, I'd be very interested to hear other people's reasons for why they ride, how it makes them feel. Now what the hell is better than that? So yeah, October 30, 2021. Looking forward to tomorrow. It's a new day. It's going to be a beautiful day. I'm going to take a long ride on the bike tomorrow. Go out for a good few hours. It's been probably a year since I've done that. And that'll be dedicated to the old man. We'll clock up some Ks for him. And maybe go visit some areas we used to live. If you hung around this long, thanks very much for your time. I do appreciate it. And thanks for coming on the journey. Oh, and I did forget to mention, I have one more dream. My mother, who is an amazing, looked after us growing up, worked like you wouldn't believe to feed us. She's 84 now. I've been trying to get her on the back of this bike since I bought it 2 years ago. And unfortunately, she thinks they're too dangerous. She's lost that wild streak she had when she was in love with my dad all those years ago and used to ride around England with the black ice, you know, but it's dangerous now. So I don't know, if my mum sees this, come on darling, get on the back. Take your spot. It's around the block. 5 minutes. I love you, Mum. and thank you for everything.